Hey guys, let's keep going. This is 8th grade math, Unit 5, Lesson 1. Remember to look for the name Lesson 1 in the Google Classroom and it'll say practice problems. Okay, I'll help you with this assignment. The first part is a review from the student task statements. It says complete the table for the function rule. And on your screen, you can see they drew the input-output diagram. Well, we're getting pretty good at this now. So I don't know how much notes you need to take, but I love making math notebooks. So I'm going to take notes and put the answers in my notebook before I enter them in. Okay, we have this input-output diagram. The instructions in the diagram say divide by 2, then add 2. I'll write that down because I love making math notebooks. Oh, did I say divide by 2? It says divide by 4. That's why I have to write it down. Otherwise, I'll make too many mistakes. I check it. I write it down and I check it. Divide by 4, then add 2. And then please remember that this is very close to what we were doing with equations. We had some number x, and we can divide that by 4 and then add 2 to get the result, y. So please don't feel confused. This is very much related to what we've just been doing. The input would be x, and the output would be y. So in this table, we could say the input is x, the output is y. It's just like a table of ordered pairs. Okay, I'll go through these a little quickly and you can check your answers with me. So I hope you've already done it and you're just checking your answers. If the input is 0, then 0 divided by 4 is 0 and we add 2. So that's positive 2. The answer is 2. Wait, I want to use my blue pen. If the input is 2, 2 divided by 4 is 1/2 plus 2. That's 2 and 1/2. Or you can write 2.5. That's the same. If the input is 4, then 4 divided by 4 is 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. If the input is 6, then 6 divided by 4 is 1 and 1/2. Plus 2, the answer is 2 and 1/2. 8 divided by 4 is 2. Plus 2 is 4. 10 divided by 4 is 2.5. Plus 2, 4.5 is the answer, 4.5. You can write these halves as fractions or decimals. 2.5 is the same as 2.5. 4.5 is the same as 4.5. Now look at the screen. Read all of the instructions to figure out how you're supposed to report your answer. It says, copy the table above on a separate piece of paper, take a picture of it, upload it using the image icon. If you do not have the ability to upload an image of your work, copy and fill in the table using the table button. I think it's easier to just make a table because I don't want to take a picture, save it with a name, and then click and upload it, but it's your choice. I could hold up my camera right here. I could take a picture and upload it. You do what you want. Now that picture icon is down here in these 3 dots. I'll show you what happens. Click on that and you get this. You have to have a source. So you have to have already taken the picture. Then you can upload it. See, it wants to know where to find the picture. So I don't think that's easy, but you can definitely do that. Take a picture and then go here, click the upload button, go to pictures, and then try to find your picture file and upload it if you want to. I like making tables. Table. So I need a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need a 7 by 2 table. Ding! And you know what to do from here. So you can fast forward the video to the next one or watch me do it. Input, output. I forgot the capital. Okay, and the inputs given were 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. And the outputs that I calculated were 2, 2.5. I like using decimals. 3. Wait a second. How did I get 2.5 here and 2.5 there? I've definitely made a mistake. If the input is 2, 2 divided by 4 is 1/2, and then I add 2. So this one's correct. 6 divided by 4 is 1.5. Ah, this is not 2.5. I made a mistake. This is supposed to be 3.5. My mistake. I thought those answers didn't sound right. How could I have a repeat if I didn't repeat inputs? Make sure you fix your mistakes before you submit it. If I input 8, it's 4, and if I input 10, it's 4.5. Okay, and then submit your answer. Let's do the next one together. The next one says, write 1 if the input is odd, write 0 if the input is even. I want to go faster, so I'm going to just type it right here with my little painting tool, but you cannot do this. You have to make a table and submit it. I also recommend you do it in your notes, but to save time, I'm going to do it right here. Okay, write 1 if the input is odd, write 0 if the input is even. I can do that. So -3 is odd, I write 1. -2 is even, I write 0. -1 is odd, 0 is even, isn't it? 1 is odd, 2 is even, and 3 is odd. Okay, easy. I want you to stop for a second. Could we have done this one with an equation? Not this one. I told you before that these rules, we've done them with equations. But here's where you're going to start to see you can do things with an input-output diagram that you can't do with equations, like this one. Okay, in order to go to the next problem, I have to submit an answer. I already showed it to you on my screen, so I'm just going to submit some mumbo jumbo in order to keep going, but you can't do that. All right, now we're getting to a problem that is a review from Unit 4. And there's a lot to read. I want you to get your notes ready. You have to use notes for this one because there's a lot of information. This is the practice problem, and let's just title it Andre's School. And I want you to start by reporting given information. Okay, let's read it. Andre's school orders some new supplies for the chemistry lab. The online store shows a pack of 10 test tubes costs $4 less than a set of nested beakers. Okay. In order to fully equip the lab, the school orders 12 sets of beakers and 8 packs of test tubes. Okay. And now they give us the instructions. What to do? Write an equation that shows the cost of a pack of test tubes, T, in terms of the cost of a set of beakers, B. Okay, I need to figure out what information I've been given, and they just gave me something for sure that I can write down. The cost of a pack of test tubes, not just one, but a pack of 10, pack of tubes equals T. They said so. And they said a set of beakers, if I can spell it correctly, there's no C, there we go. Set of beakers equals B. But earlier in the problem, they said that a pack of 10 test tubes costs $4 less than a set of nested beakers. So I'll write that down. Cost of T, which is a pack of 10 test tubes, the cost of T is $4 less than B. There's a little more information that they gave us, but I don't think we need it yet. It said the school orders 12 sets of beakers and 8 packs of test tubes. So let's write that down. 12 sets of beakers. Put that in your notes because you're going to need that later. Make sure you know what information was given. 8 packs of test tubes. So it doesn't matter that there are 10 test tubes in the pack. That doesn't matter that there's 10 because now we're just calling it a pack. 8 packs of tubes. Okay, and remember that T is not the number of packs of tubes. It is the cost per pack. Remember that B is not how many packs or sets of beakers. It is not. It is the cost of beakers. Oops, I forgot to write cost right here. Cost of a set of beakers. So these are costs. Now, it told you, write an equation that shows the cost of a pack of test tubes, T, in terms of the cost of a set of beakers. So this equation is going to start with T equals, because it said write an equation that shows the cost of test tubes. So that's T, the cost of test tubes. And in terms of B means using the other variable B, how much do test tubes cost? And we remember that it's $4 less than a pack of beakers. So that's the cost of the beakers minus $4. There's the first equation. Bam. You can copy me. This one was a review and it's a little hard. You can copy me. Type your answer below. So that's T equals B minus 4. That's my first equation. Submit it. Next problem. The next problem says, the school office receives a bill for the supplies in the amount of $348. We need to write that down. So total cost for all of the supplies is $348. And they say, write an equation with T and B that describes this situation. Okay, how can you say, what did we get for $348 in terms of T and B? Remember, T is the cost of test tubes. So how many test tubes did they order? Remember that? They ordered 8 packs of test tubes, and each pack costs T dollars. So 8 times T is the price of test tubes. They also ordered 12 sets of beakers, and each set of beakers costs B. So B is the amount of dollars. Here's the equation that you need. The total cost is $348, and that equals 8 times T. That is the total cost of all tubes ordered, plus 12 times B, which is the total cost of all beakers ordered. And if you don't believe me, just remember it's the price per beaker times the number of sets of beakers. Price per set times number of sets, not price per beaker, price per set. Okay, this is the second equation that you need. You can take notes and then copy me, because you can learn it as you go by copying me. So 348 equals 8T plus 12B. I'm going to put a box around that second equation too. So far, you've written these 2 equations. By the way, remember that this exact same problem is printed in the papers that I gave you. If you want to see it on paper, It is the practice problem, starting with Andre's school. So the first equation was the cost of the test tubes equals cost of beakers minus 4. And the second equation is $348 equals 8t minus 12b. Submit. Next problem. Okay, now it says, since t is in terms of b from the first equation, this expression can be substituted into the second equation where t appears. Okay, remember substitution? I showed you substitution many times in remote learning. Well, now you're going to definitely do it. Substitute in this expression for t. Remember, expression means without the equal sign. Here's an equation, but here's the expression. Just this side is t. T equals this. Substitute that in here for t. It says the answer that they're looking for, write an equation that shows this substitution. Write the equation using the Whereas editor button. I don't think we need an equation editor for this. I'll try it anyway. So if you use the equation editor, you can use all of these tools, but we don't have any fractions. We don't have any exponents. I don't think we need that. I'm not going to use it. I'm going to type it in. 348 equals 8. Now, where do you see the t? I'm going to put parentheses on my screen. See the parentheses? That's where I put in the value of t with substitution. The value of t is b minus 4. That goes there. Okay, and then keep going. Minus 12b. Bing. I'll show you how I did that. I'll do it again on paper. 348 equals 8. The 8 comes here. And then in the parentheses, I put in the value of t, which is b minus 4. And then minus 12b here, that stayed the same. Okay, you can put that on your notes too. That's a lot to write, isn't it? 348. I'm going to do it on the next page. No, I'm going to keep doing it here. I'll do it here. Submit answer. Next problem. Next problem says, solve your equation from the previous section for b. It says, solve the equation for b. Okay, let's do that in our notes. And I need more space, so I'm going to the next page. When I go to the next page in my notes, here's a notation that I like to use. I draw an arrow to remind me that it is continued on the next page. So I'm not going to do it there. I'm going to go over. And then on the top of the next page, I write continued again. That shows me that I just kept going. And the equation was 348 equals 8b minus 4 minus 12b. You have to remember the steps to solving equations. Step 1, eliminate parentheses. Remember that the 8 is being multiplied throughout the parentheses. I'll use the red arrows to show you the distributive property, meaning multiply through the parentheses. So when I do that, I get 348, stays the same, time equals 8 times b is 8b minus, because this is negative, 8 times 4 is 32, so minus 32. And then negative 12b, that didn't change. There you go. Step 1, eliminate parentheses. Next, step 2, combine like terms. I need to add together the b terms, and I need to get the constant terms on the other side of the equation. I'm going to start with the constant terms. Wait, no, I'm going to do them all at once. Yeah. Okay, you have to add the same thing to both sides of the equation. So if I add 32 to the right side, I have to add 32 to the left side. 348 plus 32 is 380, isn't it? Let's double check. 348 plus 32, yeah, 380. So on the left side of the equation, I get 380 because I combined these terms. On the right side of the equation, minus 32 plus 32 cancels out. But I have to add together these b terms. Negative 12b plus 8b. I'm going to use my calculator. It's also 8 minus 12. 8 minus 12 equals negative 4. So I get negative 4b. Do you see how all in one line, in one step, I combined like terms? When you get better and better at solving equations, you can do it like that. Step 3, isolate the variable. We have b times negative 4. Wait a second. Oh, I made a mistake. I was just thinking, wait a second. How am I going to get a negative answer? When I divide by negative 4, I would have gotten a negative answer for b, but you can't have a negative answer. Look where my mistake was. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I did this. The total cost, $348, should not have been 8 times t minus 12b. It should have been plus. Oh my gosh. I made such a big mistake. Oh well. Haha, let's keep going. So this should have been plus 12b. This should have been plus 12b. I'm going to circle in green. How my one mistake here went to here, went to here, and then here. Oh my goodness. You don't want to make a little mistake. You always have to check your work as you go. If you've already submitted it with negative answers, don't worry. I'm going to remember that I told you wrong. And I even said you can copy me. I'm glad you saw me make this mistake because it teaches us that we really have to double check our work no matter how good we think we are. Okay, I'm embarrassed, but I have to keep going. So then this would have been 8 plus 12. 8 plus 12 is 20b. I even did this already on the board for another class, and of course I got it right. I can't believe I made this mistake now. Okay. Isolate the variable. That means we have to get rid of the 20 being multiplied by the b. So divide by 20. And remember, you have to do the same thing to both sides. I should have done that in a different color. There, divide by 20. And then over here, divide by 20. 380 divided by 20 is 19. I don't want to make a silly mistake, so I'm going to double check that. 380 divided by 20. 380 divided by 20 equals 19. Good. So I get 19, here is 19, equals 20 divided by 20 cancels out, b. Whew. Okay, so when we solve for b, we have to put our answer in. And I got b equals 19. Submit answer. Ding! It says correct. If I kept going with my mistake, I would have had a negative answer. And I right away thought, oh my gosh, b can't be negative because b is the cost of the beakers. They're not giving them away with money back. It had to be positive. Next problem says, how much did the school pay for the set of beakers? Well, that's $19 because that's what b equals. We solved for b, but don't forget what that means. It means the cost of each set of beakers. Read the directions. Type your answer below as a number. Okay, so number. Ting, correct. How much did the school pay for a pack of test tubes? Okay, so you're going to have to go back to this equation for T, because you remember the cost of test tubes is $4 less than the cost of beakers. The cost of test tubes is $4 less. So B minus 4, $4 less than the cost of beakers. Now we know B equals 19. So I can substitute in 19 for B. And I get the cost of test tubes is 19 minus 4, which is $15. And that makes sense. The cost of test tubes is $4 less than the cost of beakers. Go ahead and submit your answer as a number. It tells you how to submit it. Finished, right? No? Oh, there's one more in this practice. And I'm not going to stop the video. I'm going to keep going. Okay, there's one more practice problem. You have it on your paper. Here. I'm just going to keep going. This is going to turn into a really long video. So we'll see who hangs with me and who doesn't. Remember how to solve a system of equations? I'm going to start a new page, but this is still the practice, so I want to write that on my title for Unit 8.5.1. And this is number 2 on the paper, but it doesn't say number 2 on your screen when you enter it. So just look for the problem that says solve, and it gives you a system of equations. Y equals x minus 4. Y equals 6x minus 10. This is a review problem. We've already done this in class, but let me review it for you. Now, the first equation gives us an expression for y. Y equals x minus 4. And the second equation gives us another expression for y. Y equals 6x minus 10. To solve for y and x, to solve the system, we have to set both equations equal. Notice on your screen, they say x equals blank. They want you to solve for x. So if y equals this and y equals that and y is the same, you know y is the same, right? Y equals y. Then, because y equals y, oops, didn't mean to write that. The first expression, x minus 4, must be equal to the second expression for y, 6x minus 10. Set the two equations equal. This expression is equal to this expression. Now, solve for x. Step 1, eliminate parentheses. We don't have parentheses. Step 2, combine like terms. We're getting pretty good at this, so we can combine like terms in one step. Let me show you how. We have a negative 4 on this side. I want to combine it with the constant term on the other side. So I'm going to add 4 to both sides of the equation. And then at the same time, I want to combine my x's. I'm going to subtract 6x from the right side so that it cancels out on the right, and I have to do the same thing on the left. So I'm combining the x's on the left side. Let's do it. Now, x minus 6x is negative 5x. Negative 4 plus 4 cancels out, and I did that on purpose to make it cancel out. That equals, on the right side, 6x minus 6x, that cancels out, and I did it on purpose to make it cancel out. Negative 10 plus 4 equals negative 6. Okay, see how I combined the variable terms on the left and I combined the constant terms on the right. Step 3, isolate the variable. I have to divide away this negative 5 in order to get x by itself. And I have to do the same thing to both sides of the equation. So negative 5 divided by negative 5 cancels out, and I get x equals Negative 6 divided by negative 5 equals positive 6/5, which is also 1 1/5. I don't know how they want me to report the answer, though. Type your answer below a numeric expression. Let's try 6/5. Correct. Yeah. Victory. So type it in as 6/5 to give a numeric answer, because that fraction is a numeric answer. Next problem. Now they say solve for y in this. So you have to know what to do. You substitute your value of x back into either one of these original equations. I think the first equation no, I think the second equation looks easier, actually. I'll show you why. So substitute in your value for x, and this is 6 times x, which is 6/5. Oh, it's not easier. Minus 10. I saw it upside down. 6 times 6/5 minus 10. Okay, let's do it. 6 times 6 is 36. So that's 36/5 minus 10, because I eliminated these parentheses by multiplying. Uh-oh, now I need to subtract, but I need a common denominator. So this is equal to 36/5 minus, and I need a denominator of 5, so I have to multiply the top by 5. That's 50/5. 36/5 minus 50/5 is negative 14/5. Let's submit the answer. Watch me. Negative 14 divided by 5. Correct. Is there more? For what value of x do the expressions have the same value? Oh yeah, there is more. I forgot how long this assignment is. For what values of x do the expressions 2x plus 3 and 3x minus 6 have the same value? If they have the same value, then you can set the two expressions equal and solve for x. That's 2x plus 3 equals 3x minus 6. Now, solve for x. Step 1. Are you tired of hearing this? Step 1. Eliminate parentheses. We don't have parentheses. Step 2. Combine like terms. Okay, let's just do it all at once because we're getting good at this and we can save time. I need variables on one side and constants on the other. I'm going to subtract 2x from the left and do the same to the right so that this cancels out and the 2x combines over here. And I'm going to add 6 to the right side so that this 6 cancels out and I combine the 6 over here. Okay, let's do it. Negative 2x minus 2x cancels out. 3 plus 6 is 9. So I get 9 and then the equal sign. Negative 2x or 3x minus 2x equals just x. Negative 6 plus 6 cancels out. So I got x equals 9. That means these two expressions have the same value when x equals 9. Now you're going to want to get good at checking your work so that if you take a test, you can check and make sure you don't miss any points. You have to start developing your test-taking skills. Here's how you check it. If x really equals 9, I can substitute into either one of these expressions and get the same answer. So 2x plus 3 is going to be 2 times 9 plus 3. And 3x minus 6 is going to be 3 times 9 minus 6. These both better give me the same result. Let's do it. 2 times 9 is 18. 18 plus 3 is 21. 3 times 9 is 27 minus 6. Bam. Okay, I checked it. They both now give me the same result. The answer for x is 9. Phew. That was exhausting. I'm proud of you if you hung in there all the way to the end and entered in all of your answers. You're going to get full credit because you hung in there and answered every problem. Yeah, victory. See you later.